The thing goes grrrr, skitty pop pop, and the boom boom, skia, tum 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 tum.
Hey fam, it's Jumoke. Thank you. I know I'm kind of close to y'all today, but we still gonna make this work. So I just got back from Poets in Autumn tour. It was amazing, as usual. My second year VIP. Woo woo. If you guys went to the PIA tour, let me know in the comment section. So today we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna be talking about 7 uncommon ways that you may be losing your edges. All right, here we go. So the reason why I wanted to do this video is because I started noticing, like in this past year, and in the videos that I've had, I'm like, my edges is not looking as 3 follicle-y as they used to. You feel me? It's looking like 2 like, y'all see that? And I'm just like, what in the world is going on? And at first I didn't really notice because I already have alopecia, as you guys know. But I was like, let me investigate a little bit. So I came up with some uncommon ways that you might be losing your edges as well. So the first way is traction alopecia. So traction alopecia is different from different types of alopecia. I'm gonna do a whole video, I've been saying it, but I'm gonna do a video about more in detail about alopecia. But traction alopecia is more when manual than it is hereditary. So when you have traction alopecia, it's like a lot of pulling at the edges, like from like cornrows, weaves, just tight, just the pulliness. So that causes a lot of strain on your hairline, and it can really start to lessen your edges. So a way that you can kind of alleviate that is to wear less protective styles. If the person who's braiding your hair is very heavy-handed, try a lighter hand. If you're braiding your own hairs, just try to not do your braids, twists, cornrows, Havana twists, box braids. Try not to do them so tight, and especially on your edges. I know a lot of people now like to leave their edges out, but yeah, be careful because that can really mess up your edges, and then you gotta go grow it back and all that stuff if it grows back. So then you have general alopecia. And general alopecia, like I said, I'll do a more in-depth talk about alopecia, but you have, like, alopecia that I have is alopecia areata, which is pattern spot baldness. You have postpartum alopecia, so that's after you have a child and you just start to lose a lot of your hair. There's alopecia totalis, which is you just have no hair at the top of your head. There's alopecia universalis, those people who are completely hairless. That's all the alopecias that I know at this moment, but usually those things are more hereditary. So, well, except for the postpartum alopecia. And if you think that you are just losing hair and you just have bald spots, or you just suspect that type of alopecia, you might want to go see a dermatologist so that they can really diagnose you. But if you are diagnosed with alopecia, you might be administered, maybe they'll give you some biotin, they'll probably prescribe some minoxidil, which is in Rogaine, maybe like 5% men's Rogaine. They might give you steroid shots to those parts of your head. So I'm not a doctor, I'm just saying, if you do go to a dermatologist, this is what they could prescribe to you. But if you really want to know for sure, make sure you go see a doctor. So the third one is excessive baby hairs. And I know y'all gonna come for me like, that's your problem right there. There you go. Nah, calm down. Because I've been doing my baby hair since I started the curly girl method in 2014. And my edges have been fine. Actually, they've been flourishing more since, I don't know, because usually I moisturize my baby hairs before I put on, and not just my baby hairs, just my edges in general, and I take better care of them since I was doing my baby hair. I know for some people it's the complete opposite, but yeah, my edges were fine. It was really until this year that I started seeing my edges thin out. So I don't really think that's my problem. But for some people, if you do excessive baby hairs and you try to force your adult hairs into baby hairs, it can actually cause a lot of damage for your hair. I saw this one girl at Dave & Buster's, and she had her baby hairs, in fact, all the way down to, I said, sister, that's no baby hairs anymore. That is full grown adult hair that you're trying to I don't know what y'all doing with that, but I don't know whose hairline starts down here, or it's just a mess. And I hear that some people, they like to cut up their adult hairs, adult edges, and force them into baby hairs. Or I'm hearing that people relax their edges or texlax their edges. And I'm not saying that there's really anything particularly wrong with that, but if you don't do these things properly, it can really cause like a lot of damage to your edges. I don't have edges, never did. I've always had a lot of flourishing baby hairs. Like I have a really weird hairline. I have a lot of baby hairs, so my before I used to slick back my baby hairs, they just look like little puffs. Just, yeah. So if you do your baby hairs, you need to take very good care of it, because when you have real baby hairs, not adult hairs, real baby hairs, they're usually finer than the rest of your hair. I already have fine hair, but my baby hairs are finer, they're silkier. You want to make sure that you're moisturizing them before you use your toothbrush and gel them down. I love using Kinky Curly Knot Today as my leave-in for my baby hairs, and then I put the Eco Styler gel. So that's my favorite leave-in for my baby hairs, because it just, I don't know, and it helps it stay down. I don't know, I like how it just works together. But yes, make sure you're taking care of your edges before you're chopping them up, cutting them up, relaxing them up, because they're your edges, they're not really a baby. You get it, okay. So the third reason you could be losing your hair is because you're sleeping in pineapples and puffs. I think this is getting into territory of like the reason why my edges start to recede. So when you put your hair in a pineapple or a puff and your hair is kinkier and it's drier and it's in a puff, it's in a tight puff, like sleeping on that without loosening the elastic or whatever you're using to hold your hair can start causing strain on your edges and start pulling at your edges. So for me, I don't know, I just keep my hair in a puff, but sometimes my hair would be dry before I go to bed, so it was tight, it was dry, just a mess. So yeah. So the next thing, part of my reason why I started losing my edges is because you're not covering your hair at night with the satin or silk, and you're sleeping directly on cotton. So for me, sometimes I got lazy. I am that girl, sometimes fall asleep with her makeup and no like whatever no cap on her head. And I think for a while I just really didn't like satin bonnets because my head is small and they would fall off during the middle of the night anyway, so I'm like, what's even the point? But for me, the way I remedied that was I started using scarves, or my hair is like down flat, like in twist or something, I would use a wave cap because it's a lot tighter and it stays on my head. Or if you don't like those methods, you can always use a satin or silk pillowcase, so you can just fall asleep and your hair will be safe during the night. But the reason too why cotton can be detrimental for your edges is because cotton absorbs moisture, so it's drawing the moisture out of your hair and it's drying out your hair. And like I said in the last point, my hair was dry when I would go to bed and it would start pulling, so it just dries out your hair, and you just don't want your edges to go through all that trauma. So the next reason why you could be losing your edges, and one of my reasons too, is because of the elastic from conditioning and shower caps. So as you guys remember, flashback, 2017 is gonna be the year of the wig. See your way, baby. Yeah, so since 2017 was the year of the wig, I was wearing a lot more wigs and protective styles. I don't like doing protective styles and I'm not taking care of my hair underneath. I just can't leave my hair like this. Even if I try to moisturize or try to wet, it's just not enough. So I do like to greenhouse underneath my wigs, but when I do greenhouse underneath it, I put a conditioning cap. But the conditioning cap, it has exposed elastic, which can really start pulling at your edges as well. And I would have that on, then I would put my wig on or my satin bonnet on, and then I'd put the wig on, and it started really eating up at my edges a little bit. So the way I remedied that, instead of using a conditioning cap, I would use a Walmart bag. Yes, I still shop at Walmart because I'm a broke college student, or whatever plastic bag that you have. Or you could just turn your conditioning cap the opposite way so that the elastic is not exposed and rubbing against your skin. So that's something you can do. And the last thing why I feel like I started losing my edges, and you could be too, is heavy head wraps. It seems kind of like why. Like I said, I was protective styling a lot this year. Sometimes I don't really like my whole head covered by the head wrap. Like usually I have one that has like a little ball at the top, and I would kind of leave some of my edges out and then have the head wrap on top of it. And sometimes I wouldn't put a satin or silk scarf before I tie my satin bonnet. So if the head wrap is cotton, that thing is drying out my hair. 1, 2, it's on top of my edges. 3, since it's heavy and I usually do like a little cinnamon bun on the top, the tension is just, I used to think it was because I was tender-headed, but at the end of the day, I just could not. I could not. Like, I would have to like readjust it because it really would start putting a lot of pressure on my edges. So I think those were all the reasons why I started losing my edges more this year. So I'm trying to remedy that. And since I know these things now, I'm trying to, you know, flourish a little bit again, go back from 2 follicles to 3 follicles. So yeah, those are my reasons why I could have been losing my edges. If you guys have any other uncommon ways that you started to lose your edges and how did you remedy that, your sisters would like to know. So leave a comment in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, don't forget to thumbs up is liking, okay? And turn on your post notifications, and see you guys later. Bye.